Headers and footers can be a little gnarly to work with. This demo will cover some common questions that customers like you have about working with headers and footers. In this demo, you'll learn how to insert an X of Y page number, delete headers or footers, create a custom header or footer with an X of Y page number and a file name, find additional building blocks on Microsoft Office Online, remove headers and footers from the first page, start with page 1 on the second page, adjust header or footer margins with and without header or footer content. Hi, I'm Bob DeLaubenfels. I'm a writer with the Microsoft Office team, and I'm here to give you some tips about working with headers and footers in Word 2007. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of customizing headers and footers in Word 2007, there are a few important things for you to know. Headers, footers, and page numbers are now document parts called building blocks that are located in galleries on the Insert tab in the header and footer group. Page numbers can be in the header, the footer, or in the margins. So, when do you use a page number instead of a header or footer design? After all, some header designs have page numbers, and some footers have page numbers. Base your design choice on what element you want to be in your header or footer. For example, if you know that you want a page X of Y numbering design, one of 3 for instance, choose a design from the page number group because that is where you'll find the X of Y page numbering option. You can create a custom header or footer, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But for now, let's add the X of Y footer design to our document. I like the X of Y footer I've inserted in my document, but I want a file name in the footer as well. This requires creating a custom footer, but it's not as hard as it sounds. Let's remove the current X of Y footer. I can remove a footer inserted with a Word 2007 building block automatically. For those of you using documents that you have imported from an earlier version of Word, you have to delete the headers and footers manually in the Word 2007 version of the document, and then add new headers or footers from the Word 2007 galleries. Okay. Now, I want to create a footer that has both X of Y numbering and also includes a file name. I want to add the file name flush left. I'll start by double-clicking in the footer to open it, and then using the Alignment tab in the Position group to position the file name at the left. Next, I'll add the file name field to the footer by going to Quick Parts, choosing Field, and scrolling to find File Name. I'll set the properties that I want, in this case first capital. If I wanted to add a path to the file name, I could click this checkbox, but I'm not going to do that now. Next, I'll add an X of Y numbering format, flush right. Again, I'll make sure that I'm positioned where I want the numbering to go, and then use the Alignment tab in the Positions group to make sure the page numbers are positioned correctly on the right. Now, I'll go back to Quick Parts, Field, and click the Page field. I select a format, click OK. Notice how the page number is showing up in the footer now. Next to the page number, I'm going to type a space, the word of, and another space. This creates the X of format that I want. I'll finish by adding the num pages field, which shows the total number of pages in the document. Scroll to find num pages. Select the same format as I had for the page number. Click OK. I finished my custom footer with the file name and the X of Y numbering format that I want. And look, numbering appears on every page. Every time I add a page, I get the footer that I want on a new page. As you can see, creating a custom header or footer isn't too difficult. You can also find more building blocks you can use on Microsoft Online. Simply go to Quick Parts, Get More on Office Online. Feel free to check back often because new building block designs are getting added all the time. Alright, I have a document with page numbers, but like many of you, I don't want a page number, header, or footer in the first page of my document. All you have to do is double-click inside a header or footer to activate the area, and then click Different First Page in the Options group. No header or footer shows up now on the first page. But another option is to add a cover page. Cover pages typically do not use the header or footer area. Now you notice, even when I add this slick cover page to my document, the opening page in my document still starts with page 2. I want the actual document to start with page 1, and this is an easy change. All I do is go to Format Page Numbers and set the page numbering to start at 0. Now my document content begins with page 1. There's one last trick I'd like to show you about working with headers or footers. Many of you have asked about the relationship between margins and the size of the header or footer in the document. Let me show you how headers and footers and margins work together. If you click in the header or footer area of a document without headers or footers, you'll notice that the area looks as if the header or footer still exists. How do you make the header or footer space go away? The answer is that you don't. You simply adjust the margins. Let's make the margins small. I'm going to make the top margin 0.3 inches. When I double-click inside my document, you'll notice that even though the header region exists, my content reaches to exactly where I've set my margins. But if I add a header, it can affect my custom margins. Watch. I've added content to my header, and now the top margin is not the 0.3-inch custom margin that I set before. To change that top margin with content in the header area, I have to change the header position. I can make that adjustment in the Positions group on the Design tab. The same process holds true in working with footers. Your headers, footers, and margins all work together to create the look that you want in your document. I hope that this demo has included some useful tips to make it easier for you to work with headers, footers, and page numbers in Word 2007. Thanks.